I've started a small series on lost, panicking, and all of that while you're in the Maine woods. I don't know where we're going to go with it. Don't know how long it's going to be. I just know I ran out of room on video number 1. So that automatically means that we'll make a small series out of it. And I believe it's an important series because, number one, you got a lot of people out there, a lot of gadgets, lots of everything now. But what happens when the gadgets aren't with you, or what happens when you're all on your own? You know, well, here we go. Good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from the great state of Maine. Welcome to the Beaver Creek Outpost. Get yourself a coffee. Today we're going to talk about, can you survive being lost in the wintertime? Can you survive being lost in the wintertime? Well, you can. And if you've been following this series, I've been working on this series now for a couple of weeks. And it's just, it's something that's kind of got a hold of my tongue right now. That's like a good steak. You throw it at the dog. He doesn't want to get rid of it. This survival, anyway, YouTube is filled with the word survival. It is way overrated. It is used way too much. Survival. Yeah, we got to survive. No way around it. But let's get back to what started this series. I'm lost. I'm not supposed to panic. All that stuff plays in right now. If you follow the videos in this series, I talked about 72 hours. 72 hours is the norm that it takes for the Game Warden Service to find you here in the state of Maine. It's not always 72 hours, so you can't be like my grandson when I told him if we get in a tree stand by 2 o'clock, there should be a deer coming by a little bit after 2. Well, a little bit after 2, when the deer didn't show up, yeah, he was ready to quit. He said, well, Papa, you said the deer would be by after 2. Well, it's 3 o'clock now. Well, it's the same way with getting lost. If you've done everything right, now they can maybe have a chance at finding you within 72 hours. But that doesn't make it automatic. You know, it might take a week. In a worst case scenario, they might not never find you. We've had hikers. They just found a hiker that was on the Appalachian Trail, a woman hiker that, whatever reason, got lost, and for whatever reason, you know, I don't even think to this day they know exactly what happened. But anyways, they didn't find her body for several years. Forget about 72 hours. And where she was found was a long ways from the trail. And so, but I have no idea. But anyways, you know, we talked about what can you do. Well, let's talk about making sure that you can survive your 72 hours or your week. You know, maybe it'll be a week. God forbid it'll be a week, but maybe it could be a week. So on day one, you lost. I've talked about sitting on a rock, taking 5 minutes, calm yourself down, all of that. If you got some skills, maybe you can find your way out, but maybe you're better off to sit still. Don't move at all, as they continually move around. The game ones are trying to locate you, but you keep moving. Say they did a grid search in this one area. 500 people went through that one area, and they grid searched it, and you weren't there. Okay, well then the next day you move into that grid search area. Game ones know they just put 500 people in that square. You wasn't there. They're not going back there. So if you've moved yourself from your original place of being lost, and you've moved yourself over to this other area, you've just screwed yourself. So you're better off, unless you've got a dead reckoning and you have finally figured out that the pickup is that way, stay still. Stay still. They will find you. Build the biggest, smokiest fire that you can build during the daylight hours. At nighttime, they can't see the smoke, so don't worry about the smoke. At nighttime, that campfire is to keep you warm, dry, and safe. That's it. When morning comes, start putting the green boughs to it. Fir trees. Fir trees. You got green fir trees everywhere. Trim them suckers down, haul that over to your fire, get a nice hot fire going, and start putting the green boughs on it to create smoke. You keep smoke coming off that fire. And if you've got to, build another fire and keep smoke coming off that one. Create some smoke. Spend the day creating smoke. If you listen to my series, we talked about the mylar blanket, 80 inches long by 60 inches. You could get, I don't go in the woods without it. You see how this hat, fluorescent orange, sticks out like a beacon. Well, on the back side of that mylar blanket is 80 inches of fluorescent orange. Get that out in the open. This is not the time to hide your light under a bushel. This is the time to get seen. Put that orange out in the open where people can see it. Make that smoky fire out in the open where people can see it. And just, because they're going to be up there flying. The Game Warden Service is going to be up there flying. And if he flies over your smoky fire with that orange fluorescent blanket laid out there where they can see it, they're going to know you're the person that they're looking for. That's how you save yourself. One of the ways. The other way is if you know how to get out, then walk yourself back to the pickup. Maybe during the night you figure things out. But I'm not. If you're lost, you're lost, you're lost. Stay still. Stay still. It all depends, If you're in Southern Maine, and you're only lost in say 100 acres, you know, well then pick a line and head for it. But if you're in Northern Maine, in the Great North Woods, and you've managed to get yourself out in the woods and found yourself lost, now that's a good time to sit still, wait for the game warden service to find you. You got your rifle with you, you've got your shotgun with you if it's bird season. I'm not saying go out and hunt and get a long ways away from your safety. If you've built in a safety thing here, but it's nothing wrong with you setting off to one side of your campfire with your shotgun and seeing if there's a bird that's going to come by, you know, a partridge or a squirrel or a rabbit. You know, lots of times rabbits will, especially just before dark, instead of sitting over there hugging that fire for that last hour, set yourself off to one side. You know, go 150, 200 feet away and find yourself a perch and see if you can't catch a rabbit coming on through just before dark. You know, maybe you'll have a nice hot supper. You know, that type of deal. And if you got a rifle, do the same thing. Shoot him in the head. How do you get him to stop? You whistle at him. Whistle at him. If you whistle at a rabbit, he'll stop. I got something in my eye. But anyways, if he's coming through, you whistle at him. And if you whistle at a rabbit, he'll stand straight up, stick his ears out, and he'll do this. Funniest thing you've ever seen. If you whistle at that rabbit, he'll stand up and he'll look for you. And that's a good time to blast him. Because if you can sit down that night, and you'll starve to death if all you ate was rabbit for 6 months. But I'll tell you what, ain't going to be nothing make your belly feel any better than cooking up that rabbit over that nice warm campfire and having yourself about 2.5 pounds of good, clean, fresh meat from the Maine woods. Same thing with your partridge. If you can get your hands on a partridge or two. And depending on the time of year, if it's in December, they start to flock back together. And sometimes there might be a tree full of them. So you find one, stand still, look around for a minute. You might find that spruce tree to be full of partridge. And I'm talking 10 or 12. So if you've got yourself a few shotgun shells, you might be very lucky and have yourself 2 or 3 birds. But the whole time that you're there, don't look at it as you're lost. Don't think about it as you're lost. Think about it as it's an adventure and you need to make the best of it. You know, yes, you're lost, and yes, you're kind of waiting on the warden service to find you. But that doesn't mean it's a time to sit there and worry. It doesn't mean it's a time to sit there and panic, because that's what's going to get you. And this is probably going on day 2 of your deal. Same thing with your shelter building. As long as you have one of those mylar tops with you, you know, you might want to make sure you're sprucing that up for your following night, stuff like that. Once it gets to be dark, bring your mylar blanket in from the visibility place. Get yourself situated for another night, hunkering down around your campfire. And they will find you. I guarantee they'll find you, and we'll go from there. So let's do that in the next video, and I will see you in the next one.